Hello, is my voice audible? Is it visible, guys? Okay, so good evening, everyone. Before we dive into today's session, I want to ask you something. How many of you have clicked a button today? Uh, Let me repeat. How many of you have clicked the button today? Any kind of button today? You can raise your hands. Okay. So maybe you click on joining meeting, or maybe you click to submit some assignment, or even like on Instagram, right? So everyone uh, of those clicks trigger something, a small piece of logic somewhere respond to your action. That's, my friend, is what we call interaction logic. So today's session is all about how Python makes your app interactive, how it handles click, shows tooltips, and acknowledge your user actions. Okay, by the end of this session, you will understand how to handle click actions in Python using GUI, web app, how to create tooltips that guide users, how to build acknowledgement APIs that confirm actions. So let's start with a simple question. What happens when you click a button in an app? Guys, I want this session to be interactive as much as possible, then only you can understand this. Okay. So the question is, what happens when you click a button in an app?
Some action will be occurring.
Sorry?
Some action will be occurring.
Okay, yeah. So any action will occur, or we can say it runs a function. So that's perfect. Let's explore how that happens in Python. I can go to the next slide. Okay. So interaction logic is the part of your program that responds to what user do, like click, typing, hovering, submitting a form, or even uploading a file. In real life, it's like you pressing a switch and expecting the light to be turned on, right? So your action causes a reaction. Similarly, in Python, a user event triggers a function or response. So there are three pillars of interaction logic. First is click action, then tooltips, then acknowledgement API. When we talk about click action, user clicks something. Okay, so Python run a function. Then tooltips, user hover, and Python shows a helpful hint. Acknowledgement API is user send a request and Python confirms it, like it if it was processed or not. So we will look uh, at all three, starting with the simplest, that is click action. Okay. Yeah. So click action is the foundation of event-driven programming. Let's begin with a, let me show you a GUI example. Just a second. Guys, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a minute. Okay. So here you can see, uh, first we can say line is import Tinker as TK. So anyone, what is Tinker?
A GUI library.
Yeah, right. So it imports Tinker module, which is Python's built-in GUI library. Okay, and TK is a alias to simplify referring Tinker classes. Okay, then I have written def on click and a label.config text equals to click. So this defines a function on click that changes the text of the label widget when called. Okay, and then label.config text equals to click will update the label text property. Okay. So then I have written root equals to tk.tk. So this means it creates the main application window, that is root window. Then it sets the title of the window to click action demo. Okay, here you can see I have set a window name over here. Then I have written that label equals to tk.label. So this means it will create a label widget inside the root window with the initial text as click the button below. Okay, then I have written over here this part. Okay, so this means place it in the window and add 10 pixel of vertical padding. So by this particular thing, we can add paddings. Then I have written button equals to TK button. So it will create a button widget labeled as click me. Then command equals to on underscore click means it links the button to the on link function called where called when you clicked, and dot pack padding is obvious thing, that is for padding. Then root dot main loop to start the Tinker event. Okay, any doubt in code? Okay. So when I have run this particular thing, what I am getting is just a second. Yeah, can you see? So it's written click the button below, then click me. So when I'm clicking it, it's just changed, right? So it changed to clicked. This is how we see, what we can say. This is how we could explain the how the click tool work. So basically, we first imported Tinker to create GUI window. Then we defined a function that is on click. This is what runs the button or helps to click the button. Then we change the label text. Then we added command equals to on underscore click, so it binds the function to the button click. And finally, root main loop is to keep the window open and listen for the action. Okay. So anyone, what will happen if we remove root main loop? Anyone? Yes, am I audible to you? Yeah. So basically, what it will do is that it will just flash and it will shut down immediately. Okay, the window will flash and shut down. But when I just I have written over here that root dot main loop, what it will do is that it will automatically go in the loop so that the main display will be not shutting it out. Okay. So let's go to the PDF. Sorry. I hope my PPT is visible. Okay. So let me give you one task. You guys need to change the text to display your own name when it will be clicked. So the challenge is can you add another button that reset the label text back to click the button below. Okay, let me give you this particular question, and I'm giving you around 5 minutes to do this. Okay. So you need to create two buttons. One button will show click, and another button, like after clicking it, it will show click, and another button when you click again, it will show the click the button below. Okay, guys. I'm giving you 5 minutes. It's now 9:11. I'll ask you questions around 9:15 or 16. Those who will complete fast, kindly let me know by raising your hands, and according to that, we will discuss. Okay. Anyone who have completed?
Done, ma'am.
Okay, can you show your screen?
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. Just let me, stop. Okay. Yeah, go on. Okay. Click on the particular button. Yeah, right. So what have you changed in your code?
What, ma'am?
What have you used to reset?
And to reset the button, uh, I have uh, I have added a reset level
Mm-hmm.
and configured the reset level by the default text, and then and add a button to make that functional using
Okay.
Tinker.
So basically, the code that you need to add over there was to add a like new function. You can add reset underscore label. Right. So great job. Anyone else who have completed it? Okay. So let's. So for beginners, beginners often write command equals to on underscore click and then parenthesis instead of command equals to on underscore click only. Okay. So don't write parenthesis over there. Then the first one, you know, calls the function immediately, and the second one binds the function. So which is what we want. Okay. The next thing is the next slide. So tool tips. Okay, so now that we can handle clicks, let's make our own interface smarter with tooltips. Tooltips are small pop-up message that appears when you hover over something. Think of tooltips as a friendly whisper in your app. Hey, that this button saves your work, or hey, this this button does not work, something like that. Let's do a small. Let me show you the code. Just a minute. Guys, is it visible to you guys? Okay. Same as before, we are importing Tinker over here for GUI. Then uh, we have here a class, right? So define a tooltip class to create a tooltip for any widget. Then the widget is, widget dot blind. This means it calls shows when mouse enter the widget. Okay, and widget dot bind leave is to self hide, like false hide when the mouse leaves the widget. Okay, then we have written over here that def show self event. Then all the tooltips, that is, let's talk about T top level first. So it create a small pop up window, okay, above the main window. Then uh, let's talk. Just a second, guys. Yeah, it's visible, I guess. So WM underscore overridden. is true. That means removes window borders, make it look like a floating label. Then we are adding a geometry over here, that is positioning the tooltip near the mouse cursor and creating a label inside the tooltip with tooltip text. That is, I have given a yellow background and a solid border. Okay. Dot pack is for place it inside the pop-up window. Then we are using hide and all these things to destroy the tooltip when the mouse leaves the widget. Then create the main application window and set its title. That is, here you can see we are creating the main window and setting up its title as tooltip example, as we have done before, and we are giving it some pixel and padding over here. Let's run this particular code. It's visible, right? Okay, when I am hovering over here, see here. So when I'm coming back, it's not showing. But when I'm hovering over here, it's showing this button does not work too much. Okay. Even if I'm clicking it, it's not working. So just I'm hovering over here. So this button does not work yet. Okay. Am I clear till here, guys? Okay. So what we have learned over there, that blind enter self show means runs the show when the mouse hovers. Blind leave hide dot self dot hide means remove tooltips when mouse leave. Then TK top level creates a small pop-up window and we use geometry to position it near the cursor. Okay. What happens if we don't destroy the tooltip when the mouse leaves? Any idea? Mm, okay. So basically what happens is when you click on the button or when you go over there, you hover over there is one tooltip. And if you don't destroy that particular tooltip, then tooltips will be piling up. So that is not a good UX. Okay. So I'm giving a mini exercise right now, that is add tooltip to multiple buttons like save file, delete file and exit app. Okay. Let me give you this touch. Okay, I've given you the question, that is add tooltip to multiple button like save file, delete file and exit. I'm giving you around 5 to 6 minutes. Kindly those who will complete first, raise your hands. It would be easy for me to discuss it. Anyone who have completed it? Do you guys need some time or should we move to the next part? Guys, am I audible? Hello. Okay, yeah. So should we move to the next part or have you completed it? Okay, so you guys need to write this particular question down, and I'll ask you in the next class about this. So let me ask you one more question. Which situation in real world software can tooltip be helpful in? Any real world software that uh, really get helped by tooltip? So dashboards, data entry forms, error messages, etc. These things get have tooltips so that people can understand what they are for. So think of tooltips like road signs. They don't block your way but help you to navigate safely. You don't always need them, but when you do, they save time and confusion. Okay. So next part is acknowledgement API. So let it is slightly more advanced. So this is what happened behind the scene when you submit a form online. The client, that is browser, send you your data to server and it process it. Then send back an acknowledgement like form submitted successfully. Okay, so let's see that using Flask. Let me show you the code. Hope it's visible, right? Okay. So first is to use Flask, we need to import it. How? From Flask, import Flask, comma request, comma JSON file. So Flask is mainly for web app class. Okay. Request access HTTP request data and JSON file, easily return JSON response. Okay. So then I have written over here app equals to Flask a name. So this creates, we can say, an application instance called name. Sorry, called app. Okay. Then I'm writing over here that app.root submit comma methods equals to post. So it creates a route that is submit that only accept post request. Okay. When this is the end point and it is called the acknowledgement function run. What this particular class? Sorry, function. Okay. So then what it will give out? It will give data is request or get JSON, that is phrasing the incoming JSON request body, then extracting the user ID and action field for the JSON data. Then let's talk about receiving action, like what it will print. It will print or it will debug the purpose, that is returning JSON response with status, message, user ID and a timestamp. And for success status code, what is the success status code, guys?
200.
Yeah. So then I'm writing over here that is if name equals to main. So basically what it will do, it will start the Flask server in debug mode with auto reload code and show detail error. Okay. Then I'm writing name equals to main is ensuring that this only runs when the script is executed directly, not imported. Okay. So I'm just particular. First. Okay. So here my web app is running, right? Let me go to one more cell. So what I'm going to do over here is just I'm going to give this particular thing to the as a user. I'm inputting a certain things and I will get the answer accordingly. Just let me- I'm just going to do a copy, please. Just a minute, please. Oh, okay, just tell me if my screen is visible to you guys or not. Okay. Uh, is it
No,
visible
madam.
now, guys? Now you can see the split screen, right? Hello.
Yes, madam.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So here you can see my server, or we can say my app is running over here. I'm just going to give JSON input over here. So okay. So I have given my JSON input over here. Then I'm going to, you know, here what I have given is that I have just given my user ID. What is the action that is logging into it, and I'm going it to convert it to JSON. Okay. Then I'm going to write and explain this. So this sentence, what it does, it invokes the post method. Okay. So yeah, running it. So here you can see that received action login from user 113, right? So it's giving when the action was given, it was giving the timing, it is giving post, then it is giving it was submitted or not. Okay, and the success rate over here. And here what I'm getting is the action is confirmed, then status is successful, timestamp is given over here, and my user ID. Okay, am I clear, guys? Just stop. Okay, so there we have seen how the endpoints are defined, how request.getJSON receives the data from the client, and we extracted fields like user ID actions. Okay, and then in return we got JSON acknowledgement, right? So why do we send a timestamp in the response? Anyone? Okay, so we send timestamp in response to what debug traceability or to keep record. Okay, let's go to the last part. Let's talk about some like how it is integrated with the real world. Okay, so let's put all the three pieces together like puzzle parts. Combining the flow, that is create action, click action is user click submit form. Tooltip, hover, hints guide user. Okay, so all the fields are mandatory. Acknowledgement is server sending back a form submitted successfully. Okay, let's take a real world example, that is web dashboard. So when you click to filter reports, hover for hints, get confirmation with saving, and in chatbots, send message, receive real-time acknowledgement, and in automation tools like button start task, tooltips explain, and backend confirm success. So modern frameworks like Streamlight and Flask make this incredibly easy in Python. Okay, so till here, any doubt? So let me quickly ask revision questions. What is the role of main loop in Tinker?
To show main screen continuously.
Right. Why are tooltips important in UX design?
They provide features like widgets and all for UX.
Right. And what HTTP method is used in Flask acknowledgement API? Post, right. Okay. So wrapping all this up, what we have learned today is click action means event-driven logic using command in Tinker or HTTP method in Flask. Tooltip is contextual, user-friendly guide for UI elements. And acknowledgement API is real-time confirmation between client and server. Any doubts? Okay, so your homework is building a mini feedback app using Tinker plus Flask. Okay, so that would be having submit feedback. Then tooltip will be click to send your feedback, and Flask backend will return thank for your feedback. Okay, and username. Okay, guys. Till here, any doubt, any questions? Shall we wrap it up? Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay, wait, just let me take the question. Yeah, given the question. Okay, guys, note down the question and you can leave.